Hello folks, this is your social teacher Pokugora bringing knowledge back from the medieval period. Today we are going to discuss about history lesson number 5, architecture's power, forts and sacred places. This is your second terminal syllabus. This is your first chapter from history. So let's go and discuss. Now you can look at the two pictures on your book, which is given as Shiva temple at Gangaikonda Cholapuram and Agra fort, which was built by Akbar. Okay, Shiva temple at Gangaikonda Cholapuram, the meaning for it is the town of the Cholas who defeated the kings nearby the river Ganga, whereas Agra fort built by Akbar. Do not get confused, because Agra fort was not only built by Akbar but also built by his grandson Shah Jahan. Okay, it was started by Akbar, whereas it was finished by his grandson Shah Jahan. Okay, the meaning comes here, architecture is power. Here, architecture defines as the buildings. Okay, so buildings, as great the buildings were, as great the rulers were. So, the architecture was shown as power because the rulers felt that the bigger and grander the building, the richer and more powerful they would be considered. So, they started building architecture greater than the other kings. The next reason for building great buildings are they also felt that if they leave behind some enduring mark of their rule, the future generation will see and wonder at and remember them. These were the two reasons which shows us architecture as power, forts and sacred places. Now let's discuss the second part, the first topic, architecture in India in the early medieval period. I hope you all understand. For your revision, I would like to tell you that architecture is power, forts and sacred places. Two pictures were given on your book, which is one Shiva temple at Gangaikonda Cholapuram. The meaning for it is given, the town of the Cholas who defeated the kings nearby the river Ganga, whereas the next picture belongs to the Agra fort. And then why architecture as power for this lesson name comes. Because the rulers felt that the bigger and grander the building they will build, the richer and more powerful they would be considered or shown off. Whereas the second point, they also felt that if they leave behind something enduring, which is very beautiful, we could now consider it as a wonderful monument like the Taj Mahal, built by Shah Jahan. So next is architecture is power. Architecture in India in the early medieval period. So architecture in India in the early medieval period. This is the first topic here. And here we could see that in India there were three types of temples, which we can say as classification of temples. So Indian temples were classified mainly into three, whereas in your book one more type of temple is also given. Well, classification, first classification, that is North Indian style temple, or also known as Nagara style of temples, whereas this next one, that is the South Indian style of temple, which is also known as Dravidian style of temple, and next the last one, that is the Deccani or Besara style of temples. So let's discuss about the different parts of the temples. Okay, the different parts of the temples were the Garbhagriha where the idol or the god was placed, the idol was placed. Okay, the next is the Sikhara, the top tower above the Garbhagriha, that is also known as Bimana. The next is Pradakshina, it is a passageway, okay, to go around the Garbhagriha. Okay, sometimes 3-4 times we could see in the temples that people were going and taking around towards the Garbhagriha, that is a pathway called Pradakshina. The next fourth is the Mandapa. Okay, so Mandapa is an open assembly hall. Then comes Antarala. Antarala is also a passageway. And Ardha Mandapa, that is just after ascending the stairs, you will get the Ardha Mandapa. So these were the different parts of the temples, and these were the classification. One important thing we must have to know that the key features of all the temples here, okay, of all the temples there is a key feature. What is the key feature? The key feature is the Garbhagriha. Garbhagriha is the key feature for all the classification of temples, where be it North Indian, South Indian, or Deccan or Besara, you will get Garbhagriha. Okay, you may not get this all part, but you will surely get Garbhagriha. So Garbhagriha is the place where idol was kept. Okay. So next we will discuss about the temples of North India, and then we will discuss about the temples of Central India. Let's discuss the temples of North India first. So let's see the temples of North Indian features, characteristics. Okay, the first characteristic feature of the temples of North India is that the Garbhagriha, or the place where idol was kept, was always square. Okay, is always in square. The next feature is the Sikhara or the Bimana, or you can say the top tower. Okay, the tower above the Garbhagriha had a crowning element. Crown, it means a king used to have crown. Yes, in the same way the temple is having a crown in this way, and a jug was kept above it. Okay, the crowning element, which was named as the Amalaka. The Shikhara had a crowning element known as the Amalaka. Then third one, above the Shikhara, a smaller dome known as the Kalasa or the water jug. You can see here the water jug is kept above the Amalaka. Okay, so these are the special characteristic features of the temples of North Indian style. Then we can see one more is there. You can find out by yourself what is the other feature. This is related to the tower itself. That means the Sikhara itself. There is one another feature which you can write it and send it to me. Next, the temples of Central India. Here it is not as much separate as the temples of North India. They are almost same, except in some other in some features. Okay, the one feature is that there is a double Amalaka. Here in the North Indian style we could see only a single Amalaka, whereas here we can see two Amalaka, double Amalaka, and then the water jug. So the double Amalaka, one large, this is the large Amalaka, and another small, this is the in black color is a small Amalaka, and then placed one over another. Then the Kalasa is placed above the smaller Amalaka in the top. Okay, in the top of the temple tower, that is the Sikhara. In North Indian style, what we could see? We could see that there is a crowning element, a single crowning element, which was the Amalaka. Above it there is a jug. Whereas in the temples of Central India, we could see that there are double Amalaka. One is big and another is small, and the jug is kept above the smaller Amalaka. So that's all for today. We will meet in our part 2 lecture. Thank you.